Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. My name is Shakita Davis, owner and visionary of Women with Vision and Purpose. Welcome to the Becoming the Woman of Your Dream podcast. I am super excited because tonight I have no other than one and only Miss Tessa Betterway, who's tuning in on our last night for Financial Literacy Month. Tessa has been in the industry for over 8+ years, and she has been an activist in the community and helping us learn about finances. Tessa, say hello to our viewers. How are you?
I am well. Hello, everyone.
Yes, welcome to the platform. Thank you for being on tonight.
I'm excited. Yay. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, I'm super excited. Yo, Tessa and I have been knowing each other for some years now. She has
Mhm.
actually helped structure some things in my life and Cassie's life as well. So I'm super honored to be ending tonight with her with some great nuggets and for her just to share her wisdom and knowledge on finances. So, Tessa, I do want to start by saying I know you haven't opened it yet, but I just want to show you the cover that you're on, and
I
I
love it.
appreciate you. Yes, Tessa is in our Women in Business magazine. If you haven't heard her story, please grab your copy today. But Tessa, I just want to say welcome and thank you again for being on tonight. And I do want to start off with the icebreaker question.
Uh-oh.
So this question, and I keep asking this question. Every time I ask this question, everyone have a hard time with it, or they tell me, "Well, I don't know." So I want
Okay.
you to tell us what is your favorite movie and why.
Why did you do that? Oh my God. It's so hard for me to answer that question. I can see why it would be hard for others. And I will say, I'm going to just go with the old school love and basketball because I don't watch TV that much. It's the worst. Like, I am like the binge watcher. Everyone's watched it ages ago, and then I catch up later. So I would just say, if I had to go on my old school movie,
Okay.
it would definitely be Love and Basketball. Just because, I mean, I love love. I don't know if anyone follows me or know anything. I just love love and just the storyline. I mean, we all probably love and basketball growing up.
Yes, we did. Yes,
So
we did.
I would just stick with that to be safe.
Okay, good. Well, and that's a fair answer. That's every person that I ask that question to that's been on the podcast. Give me the like Shakita. I don't really watch movies. I'm like, okay, give me an oldie. You have to have something that stuck to you,
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing that. So let's get straight into it. Tessa, who is Tessa Betterway?
Yes. Oh, that's a fully loaded question. So who in as in like where I'm from and all those type of things.
Yes. Where are you from? Where do you reside now?
Got it.
Who are you? And you're a I know you're a pup mom.
I am. Okay, so yeah,
All
I
those
got it.
things.
All those things, got it. So we'll start from the beginning. I am from Indianapolis, Indiana. I moved to Houston, Texas, which is where I'm residing now. In like 2014, I would say into 2013, going into 2014. So yeah, moved here right out of college. Absolutely the best decision of my whole life. Love Houston. Came into the financial industry around 2015, so like a year after I got here. Yeah, I'm a pup mom. I'm in an amazing relationship, and I'm just living and I'm loving. I have my own financial practice is in the Galleria area, and I also have a dance class that I do Afro beats and Caribbean dance moves workout. So I do that like once a week. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. I am the oldest of 6 kids. I have no other family that's here outside of my spouse.
Awesome, awesome. Yes, yes. So Tessa, have you attended a WWVP event before?
I have not, but I plan on going to the expo that you're going to have at the end of this year. I'm like, I need to get to your events because they are everything.
Yes, yes, I appreciate that. You know what? There's so much groundwork that's going on behind the scenes for this expo. Like the
Sure.
team and I are really trying to make sure this is exclusive event for women to come and network and share their stories. I'm excited to have you.
I
Yes.
am. I'm excited to go. I've seen, like I was telling you earlier, like you've been growing and I love it. I love what you're doing for the community of women. So I'm excited.
Yes, I appreciate that. So, now we're going to get into the meat of our segment here, Tessa. I
Yeah.
really want you to dive in and tell the viewers and myself, when did you realize you were becoming the woman of your dreams?
Ooh, so
And take your time with it.
Yeah, I had thought about this question, and it's crazy because, as an entrepreneur, maybe just a woman throughout life, there's a lot of things that happen in your life where you need those reminders of who you are. So I think I've had many moments in my life that let me know, like, you are turning into that person, you are becoming. And sometimes I didn't even know who that really was years ago as I'm becoming this individual. So I would say my most recent, well, not most recent, I would say the most first thing that I can think of is when I was going through a divorce. Going through a divorce, really being able to say no to materialistic things and being okay with my vision and not really fully being able to see the end of it, but still taking that leap of faith, right? Still being obedient to God and making those moves, and just being, just doing what I'm supposed to do, right? Being obedient to God and just taking those steps of isolation, right? There was a time in my life where I had to isolate myself from a lot of people, and I'm such an extrovert, and that was so hard for me to do. So I feel like that's happening throughout my life, little by little. I don't really think there was like any one moment, but there's just so many different things that happen throughout my life that confirms that I'm aligned with my purpose, right? And when I reflect on where I come from and I see who I am today, I'm like, wow, like I didn't even think that I would be here, right? I was dreaming really, really small. So I think I've just had many moments that make me realize that I'm becoming the woman that I want. The love that I never knew that I would have, I have that. The health, right? The being a business owner for as long as I've been and never had to worry about money and never had to stress about the things that you think you have to stress about. Like those confirmations that I've received throughout life let me know that I'm on the right track.
Yes, that is amazing. And we are becoming every day. And
Yes,
I didn't realize how significant that word was, becoming. Like, we are becoming the woman of our dreams daily. We are fighting, going through obstacles, going through the highs, going through the lows, but we are still pushing with perseverance to become that better version of ourselves. So
I agree.
kudos to you to, not staying stuck in a place that maybe could have took you out, but finding a place to where you could be a better version of yourself and
Mhm.
to yourself.
Yep. And I feel like that's a forever thing. I don't think there is a one stop. I feel like we're going to always go through life evolving. What I absolutely love now, I could just completely change this thing next year. I'm like literally telling my spouse, like, we're going to be dating forever because I'm always changing what I like. I'm always changing what I want to do. So, like you said, we're always becoming.
Yes, and always learning and growing ourselves as well. And we start to, when we start to learn ourselves, we start to learn that we like things and we may like them for a season.
That
And you
part.
know what? And we just change and cultivate and just grow. But that's all a part of life and experiencing life and growing and loving ourselves.
And it's beautiful. I would say it is a beautiful journey, even with the lows. The lows, once you're out of them, they're so beautiful because of what you learn and where it leaves you. And you're just, you don't think about how much you learn through those low points until you get back to your high points. And you're like, you know what? That hurted, but I wouldn't change that.
Absolutely, because when you get to that peak and then you look back at the valley, you was like, you know what, been there, done that,
Yeah,
and you keep striving. Life does get better. They
I
say
agree.
keep living. It does. It gets better by our choices.
Yeah.
So we have to want better. Thanks for sharing that. That was very inspiring. So
Okay.
I want to ask you, what does legacy building look like for you and your family?
So, whew, yes. So legacy building, that's what I do all day. For me personally, when I started my financial journey, I would say that it was more so because of the embarrassment that I really realized when I really realized like we didn't know much, right? When I had to deal with the death of my brother, when I had to really when we were at our lowest point in life, I had to feel like this cannot be right. There has to be solutions. Like there is no way that we're just living to spend. Like there has to be a solution to actually growing money.
Mhm.
So when I actually started to dive deep into the financial industry and learn about these different resources, for me at the base is to really just educate myself on as much as possible, because I want to make sure that my family have actual legacy dollars. Because in most of the people that I'm around, where I grew up, we had the best Christmases, right? We could ask for
Mhm.
anything, we had everything. But going into the new year, mom was tight on money, right?
Right.
We didn't have anybody helping me with what is it, education, right? I had to put myself through school. So just growing up in a household where instant gratification meant everything. As long as my kids don't feel broke, we not broke, but we really broke. I just
Come
really
on
wanted,
now.
I wanted to really just learn enough to make sure that my family don't feel that. Like there is real ways to actually grow generational wealth where we're not feeling cash rich in today's time. And then when our body is tired and we can't continue to move on, we are still stuck in this cycle of having to work because we never invested in our future selves. So I would just feel like to answer that in the shortest answer, because you're not gonna get passionate about that. Legacy building for me, the legacy is just educating myself and educating others as much as I can to just do better with our money.
Absolutely. My cousin posted this a while ago, and the significance of it, and it may sound crazy to others right now, but she's like, money is just a tool.
Absolutely.
We hold so tight to it, or we feel like, oh, if I don't have this right now,
Yeah.
that, like you said, I'm broke, and that's not the case. So I appreciate individuals like yourself who took the time out to learn, and then also reaching back and educating us who don't know about financial literacy.
Yep. That is it.
Yes, so this is a deeper question.
Ooh, okay, let's go.
So, who or what has inspired you over the years?
Who or what? There is a who and there is a what. I
Say
got
it
into,
again.
yeah, I'll go a little bit both. So I got into the financial industry at the time that my brother, I would say the big point happened when my brother passed. He was just turned 21 a week after his birthday. He went to sleep and never woke up. No prior health conditions, very healthy, football player, loved by so many people in his school, and went to sleep and never woke up. I was in Houston when I got that call. All my family was back in Indiana, and that was the hardest thing I ever had to go through. The most hardest part was that my mother had a $10,000 insurance policy on him, which was only enough to really bury him. My brother did not have a tombstone for a whole year, which made me feel like it was just a body in the ground, just buried, right? It didn't feel like I didn't have any closure. So we had to, get up enough money, enough funds to help her get the plaque. Just see how my mother just kind of decreased throughout her life because she lost her son, right? That was hard for her. And employers nowadays, you get 3 days of bereavement. It don't matter how close they are. And after that, you're on your own. They'll give you that time out, but you're not getting paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
So really seeing my family take that financial hit, and then I had to actually put up a GoFundMe account. And I feel like I was pretty well known growing up. So to see that GoFundMe account barely get any funds, I was so shocked how I had no support from the people that I call
Wow.
my friends and family. And this is just straight honesty. So for me, when I came back to Houston, I'm like, this does not feel right. Like this, it just had me just not being able to sleep. And it was just the worst feeling ever. And I had got introduced to a Primerica rep because I actually started with Primerica first.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me about life insurance. No matter how I feel about Primerica in this day, I would say they help with that exposure. Because when I moved here, I thought I was going to be in the beauty industry. And I learned about life insurance. I went back to my hometown and I was passing out life insurance like trick or treat on Halloween. Like you get a policy, you get a policy, everybody get a policy. And
Right.
and then I started to learn more about other things about like savings and credit and investing and other things. And that really triggered the journey. But what has kept me going, what's inspired me in this moment is the ideal of me becoming a mother. I currently don't have any children, but I got baby fever on 10 million right now. So just thinking about me having my own children.
Congratulations in advance.
Thank you. You hear that? You hear that? So just thinking about who I'm trying to become, right? That becoming, already working it into action of who I see myself to be. And that's a mother and that's a wife again. So thinking
Yes.
about those things, like I'm inspired to continue doing the things that I love because of the family that I see myself having.
You could just drop the mic right there. That was so
Oh.
inspiring. So inspiring. And you know what? Throughout the years that we have known one another, like I never knew that incident happened with your brother and knew the passion behind what you do. So I have a newfound respect on what you do for us, and I really do appreciate it.
Thank you. See, I
Yes.
love this. See, we learning more about each other.
Absolutely. That's what this is all about,
Yeah.
And then I know, even going into the next question, is definitely where your passion is. And I really just want you to kind of just take the floor and share with us, what does financial literacy means to you, and how are you projecting it onto others to have a better life for themselves, from their family, and overall for the next generation?
Yeah. So for me as an individual, it's really just positioning myself to learn as much as I possibly can. And even for others, to put myself in a position where you do not have to be the expert, right? I will come along and get to know who you are and educate you on the basic things, right? Because there's a lot to this, right? This is not a one size fit all. Like, going into the financial journey is so many different things that you hear about, and what's for your friend may not be for you,
Right.
right? And that's the biggest thing that I try to stress, is that it's not a one size fit all. So as I continue to educate myself on how to position myself to be the best and understand it, I then meet with people. It could be a big crowd where I speak, right, do workshops, or one-on-one, by really getting to know people or meeting them where they are, because we're always looking at the glamour and the glory of other people and not really knowing what they're doing, or it
Right.
looks shiny but it might not be real, right?
Right. What they not doing.
Right. Like, you're so hard on yourself when this person could be literally living paycheck to paycheck. You don't know that, right? So it's like getting our means in order by really talking to people about really three basic things. How are you protecting yourself? How are you protecting your money? How are you protecting your life? How are you protecting your family? Before we start to put our money into the market, you want to protect the stuff you already have. And then we start to go into a place of making our money work for us. Right. So those are the things that, I mean, just really, I would say, for definitely for our community, the community of our Black and Browns, is really just, it's not a will thing. It's really more mental, and really getting them past that mental thing of, like you said, I'm feeling like I'm broke, or there's no instant gratification because you don't see a turnover in one day. But your future self is going to absolutely love who you are and the decisions that you make today with your
Yeah.
money, so that it can live longer than you. So that's my question. Really just meeting with everybody I can to kind of show them a way.
No, I love that. I love that. And it's like, it's really not enough time in a day that we think it is. But if we could use our finances as a tool like it's intended, like
Yes.
we would be so much, better off than working 40 hours, 80 hours, 1 or 2 weeks, getting our check. And like, what is this? And, not even having enough to
Yeah.
invest or enough to put aside. But I know you did state this, just start somewhere. Start
Right.
small with doing what you have to do. And I definitely appreciate, like, even when we did our one-on-one, and you were like, Shakita, this is what you need to do. I'm like, oh, can't do that right now. But you like, let's do this just to get you
Mm-hmm.
started. And you know what? Back to the GoFundMe. Like, I kid you not, that is something that I had to talk with the Lord, and I said, you know what? I do not want to GoFundMe. I would not have a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
So I need to make sure that I take care of myself and keep my house in order. Um,
Yeah.
and I appreciate your service. I appreciate your assistant. Baby, she be Miss Davis. I'm like, oh, I said, baby, she be on
Yep.
it. She don't let me miss a beat.
I love her. Yes. She is so
Yes.
on point. Yep.
So
And I
I
think
appreciate that.
if I can add on anything, it's, we're always, especially people that are entrepreneur, we're so like driven to make money. A lot of times it's not about how much money we're making. It's really what you're doing with your money that matters. And sometimes the
Yeah.
biggest thing that takeaway that individuals get is really learning, like, what am I doing with all this money? It feels like I'm living paycheck to paycheck, but when you really look at what you're doing with it, you're like, oh, I actually do have money. I can actually do other stuff with, but I'm so accustomed to this lifestyle of spending that you don't think about it.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
You know what? And last night, I was on a call, and we broke down like what is going to be retirement when it's time for me to retire. And
mhm,
just we was just I was like, who's gonna live off of that?
that part.
And you don't realize, and I'm 33. I'll be 34 this year. And I'm already calculating. I said, okay, I have good health now, thank God. I'm making this now, thankful. But then it's like, later down the line, you're not gonna be able to do what you're doing now. So
That part.
putting that plan into place matters. It really does matter.
And it's so exciting. Like, it's like you don't have to make those risky investments like getting an Airbnb or going to go into crypto and all these things that you can lose dramatic. Like, it's things that you can put in place and just slowly see your money grow. And you don't have to do anything but put money in the machine and get more money out of it. Like, it's so exciting to look at those accounts. Like, at first, initially, the commitment is a little scary, right? Because you've never done it before and nobody else that you're around even know anything about it. So when you ask them, like, do you know anything about this? They like, no. And now you're feeling like, I don't want to be the only one in the world doing it. What if it's a scam? What if it's this? But the end result is honestly amazing. Like, when you see your money working for you, knowing that I don't actually have to get another job or another side hustle, I just need to properly position the money that I already make.
That's right. Yes. And
Yep,
Tessa helps with all of that, you
all
all.
of it.
All of it. So look, that goes into my next step here, my next question. What are your future plans, if any, or events happening?
So I used to throw events so much or host things. This year have honestly been more focused on really attending events. So if there's any events that you guys are having, definitely hit me up. But yeah, nothing major this year. I really want to be more of a participant, more of a supporter, more of a sponsor this year than throwing my own events.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
good. Well, yeah, so you all looking for a financial advisor, and you all are looking for someone who knows information, who's looking to help the brown and black community, who has a passion for helping us and getting us headed in the right direction. Y'all, please get with her. And that goes into the next question. Look how this just
I'm
flows.
flowing.
How can others connect with you?
Yes, so you can connect with me. I do have an Instagram. It's my first and last name. So at Tessa underscore Betterway. That's probably your best one. Or I do have a work number, which is 317-664-9974. I'm good with text as long as there's no personal information. So yeah, I would say those would probably be the best ways to contact me.
Awesome, awesome. Tessa, I appreciate you being on here tonight. Like, I could go like this because Financial Literacy Month is over. It
Yay.
ends this month.
Third.
And yes, and I was really intense of making sure that I brought individuals, women who are serious about this, onto the platform to share with others their information and their knowledge. So I definitely appreciate you being on tonight. I'm looking forward for you being in attendance in October, and I
Yes.
cannot wait. And just any last comments or closing comments that you would like to share?
I would say if you're not going to be the expert of your money, definitely get someone at least to show you the projection of where you are. It makes sense to where you're trying to go. And then you can make that decision for yourself if you want to do it or not. But I always say I say this to anybody, don't go through life at least not knowing. Because once you have the information, the decision that you make after that, that's more of an educated decision. You want to know what your resources are. So that's what I would leave with. And can I show the book? I'm so excited. Did they see this?
Yes,
Oh my
please.
God, this
Ah,
is today.
yes.
So excited
That
about it.
fearless picture, honey.
Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes, thank you for supporting. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you are proud of yourself. I am definitely
Uh-oh.
proud. Keep going, keep educating, keep pulling on us because we do need this information. We do need the education that you have invested in yourself with us, to us, and to the generations to come. So I'm super excited for your journey. I'm super excited to continue watching. Super excited to see the new baby bump. I'm speaking all that to the atmosphere because I'm gonna see a baby bump real soon.
Love it. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. So this concludes our last segment for the month of April on Financial Literacy Month. You can see us live stream next Wednesday as we go into Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm super excited about that as well. Make sure you all follow us on Facebook, Women with Vision and Purpose. We're on Instagram at underscore WWVP. And then you can follow us also on YouTube at becoming underscore WWVP. Have a great night. See you soon.
All right. Bye bye.